What's up, YouTube? In this video, I'm going to be doing a review on the AT&T Fusion 2. To start off this review, let's go ahead and go over some of the hardware features. It has a 3.5-inch screen with a resolution of 320 by 480, so that's HVGA. On the bottom, you have the micro USB charging port. On the right-hand side, there's nothing. On the top, you have a 3.5mm headphone jack, your lock and power key. On the back, you got a speaker grill, 3.2 megapixel camera. Which the camera is good. I'll get to that later on in the review. Right here is a little cutout to take off the battery. When you take off the battery, it has a 1400 milliamp hour battery, which is pretty good. It does not ship with a micro SD card, but it has 1 gigabyte of internal memory. And also underneath there is the micro SD card slot and the SIM card tray. On the left hand side, you have the volume up and down key, and that's pretty much it. You have the soft keys, which are the home menu, back, and search. So turning on the phone, this is Android 2.3 Gingerbread, and I have a little lock screen on here. So color, for some reason, it's purple. I don't know why it's purple when you have the little lock screen set up, but basically you can have the little lock screen on here. You draw a basic pattern. It has an 800 megahertz processor, and the processor on here is pretty good for the price of the phone. You guys can see right here, it's pretty smooth, no lagging whatsoever. Can run basic games like Temple Run, Angry Birds, Dead Trigger, with a little bit of lag here and there. Let's go ahead and get right into the YouTube test. And like I said, this phone is running Android 2.3.6 Gingerbread. So let's just go ahead and search one of my videos here, or let's just go ahead and do this, since this was the first video to pop up. Put it in high quality. I don't want to blast the speakers. Well, you know what?
Well, I'm about to put a screen protector over my iPad. Now this one was sent to me by Newer Technology. It's a new...
So that was the recording, or the YouTube test. Is in high quality. It looks pretty good, actually. Doesn't look like it's in HD or anything like that, but it is in high quality, and it loads that fairly fast with it being over Wi-Fi. So that was the YouTube/speaker test. Let's go ahead and get into some of the games on here. Let's just load up Temple Run, do Temple Run, Angry Birds, and yeah. Then after that, I'll talk about the internet, the messaging, and basically I'll end this review. So here it is. It's loading up. It might actually stop. Okay, it says so as you guys can see right here, for 800 megahertz processor, it runs pretty smooth. So that's that, and I would recommend using the Task Manager, considering it only has 512 megabytes of RAM. And on the top, I forgot to mention, there's an LED notification light. You can't see it unless you have a notification, and there's no way for me to verify, for me to get a notification. But basically, like right in here, you get the notification light where it blinks green whenever you have a notification. Whenever you put it on the charger, it's red/red yellowish, and whenever it's about to go dead, it blinks red. So it has a notification like Twitter, Facebook, and all those other apps run pretty smooth throughout day-to-day use. So let's go ahead and jump into the internet browser here. It loads up by default AT&T's Yahoo page, and it does not have an Adobe Flash Player. So here's the internet, pinch to zoom. Let's go to a website where we can do pinch to zoom. And the resolution on the screen is actually pretty good. It reminds me of the Optimus Elite. Let's do Phone Dog. Phone Dog. So like I said, it loads up pretty fast with it being over 3G Wi-Fi. There it is, the notification light, because the battery is about to go dead, so it blinks red right there. And it's still loading up Phone Dog here. don't know if it's going to load it up or what. Let's just go ahead and hit the X. Maybe it's loaded up. I don't know why it's like a gray overlay shadow over it. I don't know why it's like that. There's a whole bunch of checkerboarding. Let's see if we can actually click on something. This is my first time loading this site up on this phone. But besides that, internet browsing is pretty good. If we type in something else and just do like a Google search on it. I don't know why it wants to slow down and act all retarded now. Alright, so here it is. Pinch to zoom works perfectly fine. When I ran a quadrant test, I got about 1,600 with the phone. So that's actually pretty good. Let's jump into messaging. Here's the app drawer. It's a basic scroll up and down with the gingerbread. And it has the, I guess, AT&T little customizations to it, such as the purple lock screen. So let's just go ahead and get into messaging. My alphabet just ran away from me right there. Okay, so here's the keyboard that it comes with, the typical Android keyboard, and you can hold that to change the input method. So you can have the Android keyboard comes with it, and then also you can download other keyboards from the Android market, such as the iPhone keyboard, which here this is right here. So it's a little bit bigger than the Android keyboard, and this phone also does come pre-installed with the swipe. And there's a notification from the keyboard itself. Now it's blinking red, so it won't blink green since it needs to be charged. Alright, so the price is $100, and you can download, like I said, you can download more keyboards from the Android market. Let's go ahead and get into the storage. I want to talk about the storage because the storage is different on this phone. It comes with 1 gigabyte of internal memory, but you can move your apps from the internal memory to the SD card, but one is not included, and you can also have it to install straight to the micro SD card. So that's a pretty nice feature on here. Now, before I end this video, I just want to talk about battery life. Or no, let's actually get into the camera. So here's the camera in viewfinder mode. It's kind of camera through camera, but you guys kind of get the point. It's a 3.2 megapixel camera, so don't expect anything fantastic. But if you're in very, very good lighting, you can probably get a good photo out of this. And some sample pictures. So now to wrap up this video, I want to talk about battery life. The battery life on this phone is actually pretty good. It's way better than the Fusion 1. Battery life lasted on standby with only 38% charge. It lasted a whole, to be specific and exact, let's go ahead and jump into where it is. Where is it? I haven't worked with gingerbread in a long time. So with it being at 38%, with it coming out the box, I haven't charged this phone completely yet, but with it coming out the box, it lasted a whole 1 day and 14 hours with Wi-Fi on and with 3G on as well. So with a full charge, I guess it would last about 3 or 4 days on standby mode, but probably with medium to heavy usage. When I was using YouTube, I noticed that it started to drop very fast. Or not very fast, but it started to drop. So all in all, I would recommend this phone if you're a first smartphone buyer. But besides that, that was a review for the AT&T Fusion 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Peace.